happy to hear it first. Sylvia is my better half. She's the one that does a lot of behind the scenes of my crazy. Without her, I wouldn't do what I do. So I always like to start with that. Adam Marburger, I am an Alton guy. I have all of my businesses. I'm proud to say that all of my businesses are here in Alton. My newest company, Ascent Dealer Services, we went inside the Millers building. We're a national company, but I was very clear. I was looking at Clayton, but I was like, you know what? I wanted to put it in your counties. So I'm all things Alton. I'm all things community. I'm going to talk to you guys a little bit today about kind of what is success. Like, how do we define success? What do we think success truly is? So I'm going to ask you guys to do me a favor real quick, okay? I'm just going to ask you, just please participate with this. Close your eyes for a second. I just want you to close your eyes, and I want you to just think to yourself, what is success? And what does success mean to you? And just kind of think about this for a second. Like, what does success mean? Having a successful life, really, what does that mean? I just think about this for a second. So go ahead and open your eyes. So, you know, this is an area that I personally struggle with my entire life. There's always, I've got this crazy, weird ambition that I always want. I don't ever stop, and sometimes I don't really feel anything. Once I hit these targets, or I win this award, or I do this, I have a sense sometimes of accomplishment. I have a sense of sometimes imposter syndrome. Like, I just don't sometimes feel worthy of what I have. And I'm sure some of us in this room have felt that way in the past. I'm looking for ways to truly find joy and happiness. And I don't think it is strictly in your vocation that we can find those things. A lot of us say, oh, success is having this really nice house or this really fancy car or having wealth. Sometimes we'll look at wealth in parallel to success, that those things have to be successful. Well, I call BS on that. I believe success is completely different. I know a lot of very, very wealthy people. A lot of my clients are high-earning, wealth-building individuals. And a lot of those people are absolutely miserable. They're not happy. They're not fulfilled. I challenge people as individuals to define really what that means. Success for me is different than what it is for Sylvia, and her success in life is different. I challenge you to really dig deep, and I'll tell you what success is to me. This is what success is to me in life. It's doing life on my terms with the people that I want to do it with. Okay, that's what success is to me. There's no monetary figure to that. There's no level in my vocation that's going to ever bring success to me, in my opinion. Success to me is just doing what I want, when I want, with the people that I want. And so I always challenge people to really define that. I think it's real simple to say success is I want to run to the top of the corporate ladder, or I want to get here and then I know I've made it. But a lot of times when we get there, what's next? We're now unfulfilled. So I challenge people to dive deep into that, define what success is to them. So that's the first thing. I've got 5 bullet points today that I really want to talk about. I could sit here and talk to you guys for 7 hours, but I got about 20 minutes, all right? So I'm going to try to cram some action-packed content. That my whole job here today is for just each of you to take one thing. If you can just take one thing, not 2, not 5, I'm not here to change anybody's life. I'm here to give you just some content today that if you could just take one thing, look in the mirror, be self-aware enough to say, hey, I'm falling short in this area, and I'm going to do something about it. The thing I know to be absolute fact is there's a lot of really brilliant ideas in the world. There's a lot of very high-powered, successful people sitting at this table. We all have a lot of brilliant ideas, but unfortunately in the world, there's a massive lack of action on those ideas. Some of the ideas just die on the vine. And what scares me more than anything is me laying on my deathbed. They say, and I don't know this to be true, and I'm hoping this doesn't come for a really long time for me, but they say on your deathbed, the moment before you part is the moment you're the most comfortable. The last thing I ever want is moments before then to look back with any type of regret. I should have done that. I should have said that. I needed to make amends with that person. I wish I would have tried. I had this really great idea, but I didn't do anything on it. So number one, we must take action on the things that we believe in. If you have an idea and you do nothing about it, it's just an idea, and it becomes an afterthought. It was an idea. So first and foremost, I want to talk about the 7 buckets to live a life, a balanced life, a joyful life. we've got a couple of areas that we got to look on, okay? Number one is our faith. I'm not going to get into a sermon here. Whatever you believe in, whatever that is, go all in. Having faith in something will push you through the darkest and the toughest times in your life. I'm going to talk to you real quick about this book. I left it. It's a quick, it's an easy read. It's a short read. It's my story. I wrote the story. I didn't write it for myself. I didn't write this to make money. I didn't write this for anything other than to help other people that are stuck. I was in a position of being stuck. I'm going to take you to, I'm going to stand up because I don't like to sit. So I'm going to take you down a path where 2019, okay? Heck, we did a lot of real estate deals together, right? I had a very successful life. I earned a ridiculous amount of money for a really, really long time. I had multiple companies, I still do, but I had a lot of real estate. The world on the outside looking in is like, wow, you're really living the dream. Well, I was in a very troubled marriage. I was very, very depressed. I was not my best self. Okay, so then let's get into 2019. February, stepdad passes away. In April, my business partner passes away. Best friend committed suicide. Worst thing I ever experienced. In May, my grandfather passed away. He was the patriarch of the family. In June, just to freaking pop it all off, I go through a divorce. So I filed for divorce. I went from having an abundance amount of money, self-made at a very young age, to losing almost everything. I'm living in a spare bedroom at my mom's house, how she's grieving Dan. I'm grieving the loss of everyone else. And so I did what I shouldn't have done. And I went through 90 to 120 days of self-destruction. I was at Regal Beagle almost every night. I was down at Max every single night. I was drinking. I was doing things I shouldn't be doing. I was just self-destructing at the most. The reason I titled this book, this was the exact conversation I had with myself. I got a lot of people, I did very well with this book, but then I had a lot of hate, in which I embrace hate. I think it's very critical that we have hate, because if you're not doing enough, that just says you're not, if you don't have haters, you're not doing enough. A lot of people are like, well, why do you have to use the F word? I use the F word. The reason I use the F word is because I'm brushing my teeth in August, and I looked at myself in the mirror. I said, Adam, you're the effing problem. It's you. You're the effing problem. So I made the decision at that point to actually do something about it. And I realized that I had to get out of my own way. There's a reason there's a poem looking at a king. So I wrote this book because I did certain things. I'm going to talk to you about these things that I did that changed my life. My life exploded. My business has exploded. I got my mental health in check. And now, are things perfect in my life now? Heck no. I'm still a work in progress. There's still things that I struggle with. We all struggle with these things. So I want to talk about the buckets here to a fulfilled life. We talked about faith. We got to go in our faith. We have to believe in something. I believe in Jesus Christ. That's my Lord and Savior. That's where I go when I'm struggling. The second thing is our family. We have to continue to water that bucket, okay? You could be crushing it in your business, but absolutely letting your kids down by not being aware or not being available, your spouse down by not being involved. So the family bucket's critical. We have our friends bucket. You know, we spend our whole life developing friendships and relationships. And as we get older, we get busy, and we don't really honor and serve those relationships that we once did. So it's important to stay close with our friends. And you know what? Maybe it's not going out to lunch with them every week, but picking up the phone and letting them know you're there. That's super critical. Fitness. We've got to look at our health, and we have to pay attention to our health, because if we don't pay attention to our health, we're going to be forced to pay attention to our health at some point. So we need to be proactive and not reactive when it comes to our personal fitness and our finances. That's a bucket. That's a bucket, you know, most divorces, they say, and it's because of financial. So we have to pay attention to our finances and have our money right at all times. And then there comes our career. Our vocation makes up such a big part of our lives. So we have to be fulfilled, in our vocation, but we've got to be consistently pouring into getting better and growing within our vocation. And the last thing is our personal development. We as a country, we're not spending enough time pouring into ourselves. How can we serve others if we don't serve ourselves? I find people skip that. We're not going to personal development courses. We're not reading books. We're not reaching out to mentors. We're not raising our hand and just admitting that, hey, I need some help. I need to surround myself with people that are doing great things if you want to do great things. So it's critical. So when I'm bringing this up because it's important for all of us to just maybe later today, look down in those buckets. Which buckets are you not paying attention to? What buckets need a little bit of water poured into them? If we can keep those balanced, we live a more fulfilled life, we have more joy, we can go to sleep. Now I'm going to talk about a couple of things out of this. There were a few things that changed everything for me, and one of them, I titled this Dominate Your Day. I talk about dominate your day. A lot of times I'll post on Facebook is, this day is not going to dominate itself. That's where you come in, that's where I come in, that's where we come in. We have to make the decision. There's two options. You can wake up in the morning and you can say, oh crap, I got to go to work. Or you can wake up in the morning and say, wow, I get to go to work. A good mood, yeah, a good mood and a bad mood, what are they?
Attitude.
Attitude, but it's really a decision. We get to make the decision on what kind of mood we're going to have. So I found that having a structured morning routine, for those that don't, I consider looking at it. You know, my routine is I've got non-negotiables. I get up, I've got my devotion time, my prayer time. I drive down the river road every morning. You see a white Armada rolling down the river road at about 7:15 in the morning. That's what I do. That's where I get my thought. I put on certain type of music. I get myself motivated. If I have a staff meeting coming up, I'm listening to something that's getting me fired up, me primed, me ready so I can pour into other people. So the morning routine is critical. Meditation, transcendental meditation. For those who don't meditate, I challenge you looking into it. It's never too late. It's not easy to do starting out, but it's important to reset our mind, to be able to dismiss thought, to be able to work on our breath work. Those are the things that open up your mind and give you brilliant ideas. So your morning routine is everything. The next thing, this is critical, and I struggle with this. This is, when I understood this, my life changed. You are not your past. You're not your parents. You're not the way you used to be. You know, your past may have gotten you, it may have gotten all of us to where we are right now, but it doesn't have total bearing on where we can go. You know, I was ashamed of a lot of things in my past, and understanding it's critical that we forgive other people. It is critical, but it's even more critical that you forgive yourself. I carried around baggage and I hated the person that I used to be. And when I finally forgave myself and decided to move forward and move past it, my life went to the next level. The same thing is forgiving other people. The most therapeutic thing and the thing that will develop you into a much higher level achiever, whatever it is in your life, is just forgiving those that have done you wrong. Quick story, I had a guy, I invested in a software company in 2017. And they came to me because they needed capital and they wanted some help structuring up the company. So I was a minority shareholder. I didn't control the company, which first I learned now that I'll control it. I will not be under 50% of anything ever again because of this. But this gentleman sold me, said all the right stuff, looked good, said the stuff, and basically stole over $100,000. Stole 120 grand from me, maxed out our lines. We bankrupted the company. Okay. I was devastated. I was livid. I was very resentful. And it took me a couple of years to forgive him. But when I forgave him and moved past it, I felt so good. So you can't grow to the next level without forgiving people, whether it's family, whether it's friends, whether it's a business deal. It's one of the hardest things to do, but it's the most important things that we can do is to forgive and to understand that our better days truly are ahead. I don't care where you are. I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you're doing now or what you did in your past. Better days await. We are a work in progress until the good Lord takes us. We are constantly working to get a little bit better every single day. Why would we want to do that? So I think the reason we would want to do that is so we can contribute to our communities better, so we can pour into the ones that we love better. We can give so much more if we give into ourselves and forgive ourselves from our past. So we are worthy. We are worthy, we are loved, and our better days are ahead. And we need to look at ourselves as a constant work in progress. There's nobody in this room that's got it all figured out. There's nobody in this room that's perfect, nor will we, ever. So that's critical. And I want to talk about something that's really, really important. The thing here that truly changed everything was I had to make a decision to clip people out of my life. when I was going through my destruction, I was rolling around with people that truly didn't care if I won or truly didn't care if I was going to continue to grow. You know, the drinking buddies that are there for you in the short term. Now, I still love my friends. I've got a lot of friends that I've decided to kind of position myself away from. It's not that I don't love them. I just love them from a distance. You know, I had to make decisions. I started this company, and my company, Ascent Services, blew up because I started raising my hand to reach out to other people doing the things that I wanted to do. So making the decision to surround yourself with people that are winners will allow you to win. So I think all of us can sit here and think, you know what, I got a couple of friends. We've got friends, I know all of us, that don't reciprocate. I guarantee you, you've got people in your life you're doing way more for than they're doing for you. You've probably got people in your life that are takers. You're giving and you're giving. And so I came to a place in my life where I said, time out, never again. There's got to be reciprocation. There's got to be reciprocation. If you don't want me to grow and I don't want you to grow, we're not going to grow. And there's no reason to do life. My old kickboxing coach said this to me: show me your friends, I'll show you your future. And I didn't pay attention to that when he told me that in my 20s. And then when I got in my mid to late 30s, now in my 40s, the tribe, the people you surround yourself, is the most important thing that you can do for your happiness, your success. Think about this for a minute. When we talk about success, going back to that, what do we, as people, as human beings, what do we really want out of life? Like, really, what do we want? And I think the answer to that question, I mean, we can say success, but take success. I think we want to be happy. I just think we want to be happy. I mean, what else is there? I mean, I don't think any of us wants to be mad, sad, depressed, down, irate. I don't think we want those things. We just want to be happy. What is that, though? What makes us happy? I think we need to do more of the things that make us happy and less of the things that don't make us happy. I'm not telling anybody in here to make a career change, but I know this. I was working for a place, building somebody else's dream for them. I made a lot of money doing it, but I was a slave to that dealership, and I was waking up every day to build somebody else's dream, and it broke my heart. So I walked away from a $500,000 salary that I had for 15 years to $0. I jumped off of the deep end, could barely swim. I drowned damn near. You know, there were days, I talk about this, it's in the book, there were days, I remember going to Quick Trip in 2019, coming from making all the money in the world. There was a day I didn't know how much money was in my checking account if I could pull it. No joke. Like, it was the darkest, worst time of my life. But here's what I know, that you learn more about yourself, you learn more about other people, you learn more from being rock bottom than you ever do at the top. And I'll end by saying this, that the view from the top is a really nice view, but it's much better when you share with other people. So I live this world now. Everything that I do is my vision and my mission on this earth is to help people become better versions of themselves. I have a mantra: speak, inspire, change. I feel God put me on this earth to speak to as many people as I possibly can, inspire and motivate those people just to do a little bit more, not only so they can make more, but they can be more. And I believe with those principles and those ideas, we can change the world together. I think strengths in the numbers. When you get groups like this that come together, that are like-minded, that we want equal growth, that's how you do things. That's how you do really, really big things. And that's how you change communities. So with that being said, I'm ridiculously committed to personal growth. I'm actually a junkie. I am a personal growth junkie. Sometimes people are like, Adam, how are you happy all the time? The reality is I'm not happy all the time, okay? There's bad days. Bad days are real. But what I am jacked about is I'm jacked about pouring into other people and helping other people grow, because that's what it's about. And really, that's why I was put on this earth. And I'm going to hedge all of my bets on that. And I'm gonna commit. And that's why I challenge all of you in this room. I challenge everybody in this room to commit to personal growth, commit to getting a little bit better every single day. You're not going to grow 10% every day, but if you could just grow 1%, just get a little bit better today than you were yesterday, and try to help other people do the same. That's where joy comes from. And for me, that's where real happiness resides. So with that being said, that's my TED Talk for today. And I wanted to leave you with this book. And you know what? If you read this, pass it along to somebody else. You know, if you read this book, if you know somebody struggling, I'm going to leave on this note here. If you know somebody that's struggling, if you know somebody that's sitting in a season of darkness, we're all there. We all go through seasons of darkness. If you know somebody that just needs a push, a nudge, or somebody just you love, reach out to me personally. I'll work with that individual. I'll get on a call with that individual. I will charge that individual absolutely nothing, by the way. I will send that individual this book. If you got somebody you think after you read this that could take value, I'll mail them a copy. I'll work with them. I'd love to help them. Right? That's what I'm here to do today. I wanted to pour just a little bit of value. I didn't have a lot of time. I'm at my 20-minute mark. I didn't have a lot of time to do a full little seminar for you. I love doing workshops, but I just wanted to give you the key elements that took myself from rock bottom to got myself, and I don't know what the top is. I don't want to say I'm at the top. I'm on a relentless pursuit to get to the top. And I'm on a relentless pursuit to get to the top of bringing this to people. So with that being said, thanks for having me here today. I'm grateful. Sorry that I forgot, but at least I was in town, right? And so I got to be here. God bless you guys. I appreciate you. And I'm glad.
Julia, are you tired at the end of the day just watching? He doesn't stop.
Yeah, I don't. I can't stop. I won't stop. So what I'll do, I'll leave these extra books here. Thanks for having me. You guys have a blessed rest of your day. My contact's in there. I'm easy to find online. You need something, if I can do anything to serve you all, let me know. I'm here. Okay? You guys have a